Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Dwight Johnson with Total Athlete Sports Complex. And I have here our physical therapist, Dr. O.
Thank you. I'm Dr. O. How's it going?
Yes, and we have our beloved basketball skills coach, Rocky Box. Coach Rocky Box.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Yes, we're glad to be here today, and thank y'all for tuning in. We just want to just open up and just talk with y'all about what's going on at Total Athlete Sports Complex, because there's always something new going on. Of course, you know, we train athletes of all. We don't limit ourselves to just football players. We train basketball players, we train baseball players, softball, volleyball, you name it, because guess what? You have to be the total athlete.
That's right.
All right? So everything is built off the foundational building blocks, which are speed, agility, strength, and conditioning. Once you have that base solid, solidified, then you can build on top of the skill training, whether it's football skill, basketball skill, baseball skill. Now you're the total athlete. So that's where I get that from. I'm wearing a shirt, if y'all can see it, good. It's called Trust the Process. These are the shirts we're going to have. When you come into Total Athlete and sign up to be a part of our program, every athlete will get this, because you must understand that it's a process to where you're going. A lot of times people want the glory, but they don't want to work for it. You know, and it's easy to want it and to dream about it, but at the end of the day, you got to go through the process, right?
That's right.
You got to be able to walk it out, and that process is not always easy. That process can sometimes be scary. That process can sometimes you want to give up. You want to quit. You don't see how things are going to work out, but you must be able to trust the process. How do you trust the process? But you must have a goal in mind. You must have a vision. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself as an athlete? Do you see yourself as an NFL player? So for me, for instance, I give you an example. Yes, I played for the Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, and New England Patriots. I had to trust the process. At 15 years old, I got a vision when I was praying at night. One night I was praying and I saw that I was going to play in the NFL. So I got my vision. So I knew I had to trust the process. Well, going through the process again to the NFL was not easy. Trust me. Anything worth having, you're going to have some sacrifices. You're going to have some bumps and bruises. You're going to have some knockdowns, and you're going to have to get back up. You have to dust yourself off, and you're going to have to keep going. So you're going to have to be able to trust the process. So the good thing about what I had to do, I had to learn to trust the process, and went on to play at high school to college. And when I got to college, we didn't always win. I played at Baylor University. Then turned around and even on a losing team, still went and played in the NFL and was able to beat out 20 guys from one roster spot with the Philadelphia Eagles and play with the New York Giants and New England Patriots. But I say this, guys, I don't wear this shirt just to wear it. I wear it as a badge of honor. You must be able to trust the process. Wherever you at in your life, you got to trust the process. I don't care if you're owning a business, you're going to have to trust the process, because it says in the Bible that I know the path that you have taken, but when you have been tested and tried and proven, you shall come forth pure as gold. You hear me? You shall come forth pure as gold. So some of y'all are going through a test right now, but you have to keep trusting the man upstairs, trusting your ability, and never lose confidence in yourself. And I think that's the big thing about Total Athlete. When athletes come to us and they want to be on our wall of fame, I tell them, hey guys, it's about the confidence. And my main thing is we want to build your confidence. We want to build your mindset, because it's all about a mindset. Everybody don't have the right mindset, but your mindset has to stand out from everybody else's mindset. Yeah. You understand me? You can't be thinking like everybody else, and sometimes you may be a sore thumb. It takes courage to be different. You know what I mean? Because everybody don't make it to the top. 80%, 90% of the world are followers, right?
That's right.
That's what they say. 80, 90% of the world are followers. Are you a part of that 10%, 15% that's a leader? Well, that's what it takes to be leader. It starts with a mindset. And the athletes that we have in here that we're developing them to be the next leaders in their community, the next leaders of the nation, the next leaders of the world. So that's what it's all about. But with that being said, I don't want to hog up all the time. I'm going to go and talk with our physical therapy, Dr. O, because we have a lot of, it's getting close to the end of the football season, and guys are coming in with nicks and knack injuries, and some of them are getting ready for the playoffs. They need, Dr. O. Dr. O is just as important. Listen, you must be able to take care of your body. That's half the battle with making it. Some people don't make it because their bodies are broke down before they even get to college, before they even get to the NFL. So take care of your bodies while you're young, so your bodies can take care of you. But go right ahead, Dr. O.
Yeah, that was a perfect segue. So I'm going to talk about speaking on trusting the process even more. So even with physical therapy, when you get injured or you get hurt, sometimes you think, you're going to come in and that first session you're going to get better. You will feel better, a little bit, but sometimes it takes more than one session. It takes a couple of sessions. You might have to come in 2 or 3 times a week. You might have to come in once a month. It all depends on what your injury is, how sore you're getting after these games, after these practices, how hard you go in the game, and things like that. So it's all part of the trusting process. If you come in and I evaluate you, we come up with a diagnosis, and then we come up with a prognosis. That's what the plan of care is going to be moving forward once we kind of figured out what your ailment is, what you're dealing with. So like Coach said, trust the process. Whether it's you're trying to go to college and play a sport, or you're trying to go to the pros, everything is part of the process. You have to give 100% to the game, 100% to your body, 100% to your mind, 100% to your spirit, and that's what makes the total athlete. Amen. All right, so yeah, Coach Rocky, I know you had some questions about therapy that you wanted to ask about.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask you, what are the injuries that athletes most at risk for?
Yeah, so what I see the most in my clinic is ankles and backs. So a lot of low back pain, a lot of low back tightness, a lot of ankle rolls, especially with my basketball players. They'll sprain their ankles, trying to cross over dribble somebody. And then obviously from time to time with the football players, I'll see some sore hands and wrists, or stingers in the shoulders. So those are some of the common things I see, especially with the contact sports and with the quick twitch sports like basketball and tennis and soccer, things like that.
So what do you tell the athlete that try to come back too fast?
Yeah, so most definitely just, we're going to keep harping on this. Trust the process. So if I tell you it's going to take you 4 to 6 weeks for an injury to get better, for you to get back 100%, and you want to play next game, you just increase your chance of getting more hurt. If your goal is to have a long career, then you probably, especially if you're not playing a game that's that important, if it's an exhibition game, or the team you're playing is 0-11 and your team could probably win without you, then it's probably a good situation where you want to listen to what I'm saying, take that week off, come in for therapy 4 to 5 times that week, make sure you're getting your body right, doing everything I tell you to do at home, so you're back to at least close to 90 to 100% going into that next game where it matters. That's definitely a good question, Coach.
Well, what rehabilitation methods would you use on an athlete with a groin tear or pull?
Yeah, so the groin tear or pull or strain or sprain, like we call it, is it's something that happens from time to time, and it all depends on what the diagnosis is. So if it's a teenager and they come in limping, it's a couple of things that could be going on called leg calf Percy's disease or slip capitis epiphysis femoris. With those two things, I was taught in my doctoral program to refer the client out, because you want to make sure it's not something sinister going on that's causing them to limp. Because that's when we ask your age and we ask certain questions, we try to put you into a category to determine this is most likely what's going on. And then at that point, if you need imaging, x-rays, MRIs, then we send you out. And then once they clear you, then you can come back and see me, and I take care of you from there. If you're not limping, or if the pain is like under a 4 or 3 or something like that, then it's probably something that I'll treat you for a couple of sessions, kind of see how things are going. If things are improving, then x-rays and MRIs aren't needed at that point. Yeah.
Right.
Great question.
Yeah, but as you can see, Dr. O knows his stuff.
Yes.
And that's the good thing about our program. We're a sports and therapy complex. Sports and therapy complex. So anything you might have, issues, even not even injuries, but deficiencies. You may be tight in your hips. You may need some corrective exercises to do to loosen up your hips, or your ankles might be stiff. Stiff ankles a lot of times that lack range of motion. That's how you can really injure your ankle real quick.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to have more limberness in your ankles. It's just certain things, and a lot of times an athlete won't really know that until they come in a Total Athlete and they start our training program. Then we can evaluate them and say, this kid's like he's favors one side more than the other.
You kind of see their faults and
Yeah, we see their faults and
Correct
their deficiencies, and our job is to correct it. You know, because we want you at your optimum level. We want you performing. We don't want nothing holding you back. So that's the good thing that you get with the sports and sports therapy side of it as well.
definitely.
So yes, and we also are taking it to another level. We're actually on the other side of, our gym. We're building out 5,000 square feet of therapy space. We're trying to have it done by this month. So when December 1st comes around, we're in full. We're going to have
that's big.
hot, cold tubs. We're working on underwater treadmills for our guys to work on their resistance training in the pool treadmills. So a lot of things we're trying to incorporate to add value to the Total Athlete brand. Okay, so Dr. O is the head of it. He's been with us for 2 years. I do believe that we have a strong team here at Total Athlete. And when y'all come through that door, you're going to be taken care of. From the first time you walk in, hey, how you doing? We speak to everybody because you never know who's having a bad day. We want to make you feel better.
Yeah.
All right? Then when you go out there on the training floor, it's the same thing. You have coaches that are motivating you. Our coaches are very motivative. We want to, because anybody can train. I always say that was in one of my videos, but you have to be able to motivate that child and build their mind, that make them feel like they can run through a brick wall. You know what I mean? And with that being said, we have one of the best in the business is a motivational coach. He has done so much for my daughter. She's a basketball player. And in 2 months, she has come a long way with her attitude more so than anything, and her skill. So, Coach Rocky, what's your secret, man, to developing these athletes the way you're doing?
I stole it from my grandmother from Chittister, Arkansas. Edify, praise, and motivate.
Edify, praise, and motivate. Wow. Yeah. I like that.
I was talking with Coach Johnson this morning, and he has a skill that I need, and I was telling him that my problem was I had to really work hard to try to be a good listener, and I noticed that he's a very good listener. Amen. And I would like to know, how did you acquire those type of skills? Because you do a good job of listening, receiving, then motivating the kids. Because sometimes when you're not a good listener, you might overtalk, and that's what I do sometimes.
Amen.
And I noticed with you're a very good listener, and the feedback you give is very positive.
Hey, man, well, I appreciate that, Coach Rock. It's an old saying that God gave us 2 ears and one mouth. So he meant for us to listen more than we speak, and he gave us 2 eyes to observe as well. So I'm always watching, listening first before I say anything. And sometimes it may take, I let them talk and then I'll say something. But when I do speak, I'm gonna speak up, and I'm gonna try my best to speak the truth of what I see. You know what I mean? But yeah, you have to be a great listener. You have.
Most definitely. Yeah, and that goes the same even in therapy. So when I do my evaluation, the most important skill during the evaluation is my ability to hear what you're saying.
Yes.
And so my evaluations last anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. And most of that is me just asking you questions so I can hear what you're telling me so I know how to move forward. When you go to most doctor office, you guys notice this, you probably spend 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes with the doctor. Mm-hmm. When you come see a physical therapist like myself, the sessions are usually one-on-one, and you get a whole hour with me. Mm-hmm. We kind of base the treatment on what we see, so it might be more hands-on one day versus corrective exercises. Mm-hmm. Exercises designed to correct the issue where we see weakness, where we see hypomobility, which is a lack of mobility in a certain joint. So definitely, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So it's our job to listen to what you guys are saying. Amen. And then come back and then give our 2 cents on what we learned as experts in our respective fields.
Right. Yes, you're right. You're right, because every person that comes to that door, have a problem or they're trying to get better at something. You know, whether they're trying to get faster, or trying to get stronger, or they have an injury, or just have something that they need to work on. You know, you have to be a listener first to kind of see what it is, how you can help them. And once you diagnose the problem, then we can get to the solution. I always say every problem, there's always a solution. You know, in life, with anything you do, for every problem, there's always a solution. And remember this, the more successful you are at solving problems, the more successful you'll be in life.
Yes, most definitely. We fill the gap.
Yeah.
You know, if we have the knowledge and we know that you're lacking the knowledge, our wisdom and knowledge fills the gap for you.
Amen.
And then when you can fill that gap, you can, in our instances, you could charge for it. And then you can become the expert, and you can become the wise one when you get older, moving forward, and possibly do what you do as an expert. So most definitely, great coach.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
But we want to thank y'all for tuning in, and come back. We'll have more podcasts giving y'all more information on what we're doing at Total Athlete Sports and Therapy Complex. Y'all have a blessed day.
Have a blessed
Thank
day,
you.
y'all.
Have a blessed day.
All right.
Yeah.